A brief case against abortion. The case will consist of 3 arguments. The first argument is that the fetuses are human beings and that it is wrong to kill human beings. The second argument is that it is implausible to suggest a morally relevant difference between a newborn and a fetus. And since it's wrong to kill a newborn, it follows that it's wrong to abort a fetus. The third argument is prudential. The argument is that if we are unsure that something has the right to life, but there's a moderate chance it has the right to life, it's wrong to kill it. I'll discuss each argument in turn. Biologists and most of us would agree that we began to exist at conception. Just look at any embryology textbook. It is intuitive to think that we are the same organism as our mother gave birth to, and 2 days before birth, and so on. If this were not the case, it would be meaningless to talk about our conception. If we can maintain that we are the same person as yesterday, and a week ago, and a month ago, and so on, despite the fact that we've gone through many changes such as changing location, growing and developing, or going unconscious through sleeping, or general anesthesia, it's most plausible to suggest that we've always been a person. The second premise also seems obviously true. It is wrong to kill human beings. Of course, there is much debate about why killing human beings is wrong. But it seems to me that the most plausible accounts of why killing is wrong apply just as much to the unborn as they do to adults. It can't be because killing is painful, because some killing isn't painful. It can't be that it brings suffering to friends and relatives, because it's so wrong to kill outcasts. It doesn't come in gradations or degrees. It doesn't matter how good they are, or how loved they are, or how much good they've done, or if they're conscious, or how much pain they feel. Maybe it's because killing deprives them of a valuable future like ours, but this also applies to fetuses. It seems that there's something intrinsic to humans that makes them valuable. So this confirms the second premise, therefore it's wrong to abort the fetus. Let's continue. There are different criteria as people put forth as when human beings gain rights. But these are arbitrary and face what are known as reductios. This is to say that their criteria leads to counterexamples which reduces their position to absurdity and negates it. I don't have time to go through all the criteria and counterexamples, but I can bring up an acronym created by philosophers known as SLED. The acronym covers the major differences between newborns and fetuses. It is clear size does not determine rights, for big people do not have more rights than smaller people. The same goes for development. We continue to develop until we are at least 25, but a newborn has no less rights than a 25-year-old. Environment doesn't determine rights either. We don't have more or less rights depending on our location. The birth canal isn't a magical chamber. Dependency isn't relevant either. Newborns depend on their mother. Surgery patients depend on their ventilator. The fact they are in a state of dependency has no relation to their right to life. If anything, they need more help and protection from us. And so it follows that the unborn have all the same rights as newborns. Lastly, the prudential argument can be shown through an analogy. Suppose you are a demolitionist and you're about to blow up a building. You do a final check. Your coworker asks, "Are there any people in the building?" You reply, "I don't think so, but I'm not certain." Surely it would be wrong for you to blow up the building without being certain or having exceptional evidence that there's no one in the building. In light of my previous 2 arguments, I think it's rationally compelling that there's at least a moderate chance that the fetus has a right to life. So you should not kill the organism, just as you should not